We're talking about Tee Higgins. Tee Higgins being tagged for the second consecutive year, guys. 2 years in a row, we got Tee Higgins being tagged. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. They have until July 15th to work out a long-term contract, or they're going to have to pay the penalty for tagging somebody twice in a row, where they pay him 120% raise for this season, which would make him $26.2 million this season. You can only tag him 3 times, and if they tag him again next year, they got to pay 144% price tag of his salary. So I think they're going to try to work a long-term deal. They're very optimistic on wanting Tee Higgins back into this building. They know Joe Burrow works great when you have both Tee Higgins and Jamar Chase on the field. They're both excellent wide receivers. Tee Higgins was one of my do not draft players last year, and I got a lot of flack for that. But you know what? I was right. He missed a ton of time with injury, and the way he was going ADP-wise, people were paying way too much money for a wide receiver who can't be on the field. And in a contract season, I try to tell you guys, don't draft Tee Higgins. Number one, you're wasting a high draft pick. Yeah, when he plays, he's a great option. I get that. He had a couple bomb games too. Awesome. But when you draft someone that high, ADP wise, and you lose them for half the season, that's not going to make you happy as a fantasy owner. So I hope you guys can start listening a little bit right here on the Bayou Bingo Fantasy Network that we are not BSing. When I say do not draft this player, I'm pretty high on the hits that I have of do not draft this guy. Tee Higgins was one of those guys. Now, if he can work out a long-term contract, Tee Higgins isn't going to be on that do not draft. He's going to be on the do draft because I think he's a talented wide receiver. So I think just slapping the second consecutive tag on Higgins, they're just going to hopefully buy him some more time to where they get an extension and a long-term contract for Tee Higgins.